girls have targets that they are aiming for, people they are meant to ensnare and, you know, get interested in them, and their basic goal is to exchange contacts, to get the men to exchange their targets, specifically to exchange contacts with them at the end of the day. Hi, I'm Isirabo. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the absolutely bizarre world of women, of some particular group of women to be precise, who go to all lengths possible to attain their dream goal of getting a rich husband. Like, I know a lot of women want rich husbands, but no, these ladies are special. And I'm going into why in a little bit of how exactly they are special. They basically invent an entire lifestyle, an entire life, new looks out of thin air just to be able to, just to get that goal, just to achieve that their aim of getting a rich husband. Like, that's bizarre. Let's talk about them. Last year during the lockdown, some shocking news came out that some millionaires and billionaires, wives of celebrities and certain rich people had that they faked their entire lifestyle basically to get their husband, and that these women belong to a certain group that was basically the entire aim of the group, to help these women get their goal of marrying a rich husband. People were stunned, people were shocked. These women were able to turn their entire lifestyle around just with practically in the blink of an eye, and basically, should I say, they fooled these men, or I don't know the term to use, into becoming their husbands. It was so shocking. When I saw this news last year, I already decided that, okay, if I'm ever going to get, like, if I were ever to get a YouTube channel, I am going to make a video about this, because trust me, their steps, their method is so fascinating. I cannot believe, I still cannot believe that there are a group of people doing this in the world, and that it's apparently legal for them to do this. A Chinese blogger, I can't pronounce his name properly, so I'll just put it in text on the screen, basically went undercover last year into one of the groups pretending to be a lady, just to get proof of whether it was true or not, or whether they really did exist, and whether it was actually effective, or if it was just another snake oil salesman promising things that they could not deliver just to get money. First thing first, you have to understand that to get into the group itself is not just by saying you want to join. No, you have to pay to get into the group. So you have to pay a fee of about 500 yuan, which is about $75, to get into the group. And he also had to provide and show proof of his net worth, so to prove that he will be able to participate and contribute in the group activities that they will do. That's the first thing you have to do. When he paid for entry and provided the proof of his net worth, they told him the steps he would have to take to be able to attain his dream husband, in quotes. Number one, plastic surgery. You know how a lot of influencers, not just Chinese influencers in general, have basically the same look, same body, same type of clothes, same basically everything. A lot of them are practically identical. Well, turns out a lot of that is on purpose. The ladies get plastic surgery to get a particular kind of look that is really popular, or that's in fashion for the year. So they'll be able to attract a lot of people, to make themselves more attractive, to lose weight, to get themselves the body that's like the perfect body according to the body standards for that year, the perfect face, perfect hair. Basically, some of them have to change their entire appearance and spend money on these costly surgeries. That's just step one. You might be wondering, okay, why can't they just use filters like a lot of people do, just catfish? That was the term I was looking for earlier. Why can't they just use filters to basically just catfish these men? Well, you find out later why they cannot use filters just to catfish the men, because having the right look is pretty important for one of the steps. Now, step 2, you need the lifestyle too, and that's pretty important. So what they do is, the fact that they are a group works out for them. This is why the group was created. Basically, this is where being a group comes into play for them. Now, expenses that previously a single person would not be able to foot, a group of about 50 to, let's say, 50 women will be able to share the money between them to easily afford it. They will pool the money to get designer bags, designer clothes, designer shoes, go on expensive vacations, or go to like choice hotels or restaurants, all for the purpose of, they go there, they order one meal, also that each woman will be able to get a picture of herself in those locations. These pictures are basically identical, but they are paying for just one single thing. They could rent an expensive hotel, 50 women will rent an expensive hotel meant for 1 or 2 people, just so their location tag will say that they are in that hotel. That's basically all they need. Each of them gets to take a picture with their location tag staying there in that hotel, or like take videos and basically just showcase themselves and prove that, okay, they have the influencer lifestyle, they are rich girls, because they are pretending to be rich people, they are pretending to be socialites, but they don't actually have the money. So basically, this helps them to display the lifestyle that they don't actually have. That's what this does. It aids their pretense, basically, of that, yes, I'm rich, I have the life that I am claiming to have. And honestly, if you think about it, it's pretty ingenious. But as a group, they can get away with a lot of things that they otherwise would not have. They'll be able to buy a lot of things that they otherwise could not have. A bag of maybe $1,000, $2,000, for example, might be too expensive for one person to buy. But when you divide that expense by 50 people, I think that's about $20 per person. $20 per person. They will be able to afford that pretty easily, like much more easily than paying $1,000 to get. And then each of them will take a picture with that bag. Maybe they style it up a little to make it look like it's not the same bag. Someone could add like removable feathers or removable beads. Then the other person could add something else to make it look like unique and different from what somebody else is wearing or what somebody else is owning. So honestly, it's a pretty genius scheme if you think about it and not think about like the moral aspect. Now, step 3. Now you've set up your backstory. Now you have the perfect look, you have the seemingly perfect lifestyle. You know why I said earlier they could not just use filters? It's because of this step. In this step, their coach or their trainer is actually a pretty important part of this step. Now, their coach or their trainer uses their connections to get the girls into exclusive parties that they would not otherwise have access to. All these parties that celebrities and rich people basically go to, clubs that they go to, get them VIP access to those clubs, and basically set up a meet and greet, but nothing formal like that, like an informal meet and greet. And the girls have targets that they are aiming for, people they are meant to ensnare and get interested in them. And their basic goal is to exchange contacts, to get the men to their targets specifically, to exchange contacts with them at the end of the day. So this step is basically where they put into practice all the pickup skills that their trainer has taught them, and all the flirting tips and training she has given them throughout their training, throughout their journey So here's where they get into like the practical part of the tutorial. Now we get to step 4. Step 4, after you've exchanged contacts with your targets, because that's basically what these men are, their targets. After you've exchanged contacts with your targets, the trainer is going to help the her trainee to respond in the right way, to how to say the right things, basically like to give a little bit of mystery to herself, and how to act like she's genuine and the person she's actually pretending to be. And then they'll tell them to tell the target that they're not ready to be in a public relationship right then. So they use that time where the relationship is still secret from the target's friends and family to basically like build a rapport, get the relationship strong. And then the trainer tells her trainee or her group member the right time to go public and how to basically ensure that the guy proposes to them and marries them. Most of the time they go public after an engagement like has been done, after the guy has proposed. That's basically what they are aiming for. Don't go public with the relationship until after an engagement has been secured. Honestly, this whole thing is so fascinating, because these ladies, they go to extreme lengths to do. I don't think you understand. They change their looks, they change their dressing. Basically, yeah, like, I think I forgot to mention that they also change their dressing as part of their training. Like, they are taught how to dress like in like a charming way, seductive way. Change their looks, they change their dressing. Sometimes they change their mode of talking or texting. They basically fake an entire rich lifestyle that they don't actually have. Most of them are living in like shared apartments with like 10 other people, and they are faking their entire life. A lot of them in the process of this, they do actually gain a lot of followers online, because they've basically created a fake lifestyle that they are posting and keeping up with in order to get attention. So that actually helps them to gain a following at the end of the day. So they win in 2 ways too. They basically become an entire new being just to get a rich husband. I don't think you understand how both fascinating and horrifying this is. That you basically change your entire self, your looks, your personality, your dressing, your lifestyle, just to catfish a man into marrying you because of his money. I also don't understand how this is not like this is not illegal. I feel like this should be illegal. This should be a type of scam. I do not understand how this is not a scam. Well, mad though. And that's the end of the video for today. I hope you found this as fascinating as I have. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on this absolutely fascinating phenomenon that we've talked about today. Thank you for watching this video. Bye. See you next week. Bye.